Okay, so now I'm really live. Okay, cool. So this is interesting. Everything should be working now. It's high definition. It's got the right audio quality. Yeah, things are looking good. It's weird. I found that all the live videos go here. This is an old one. Yeah, and then my uploads are here. And so here I can check for my uploads videos. Here's what I've, in the last tutorial, I had gone through and made this Flexbox thing. It was a YouTube video. You can see that that all worked out pretty much the way that it was planned. This is matches in my old settings. So what I can do is just add this into here. I just add like a little dash in there. But yeah, this is actually more of a tutorial about how to produce. Watching me do this is going to be teaching more about how I make screencast videos and publish them to the internet. And this basic CSS Flexbox tutorial, we use display flex to position two boxes beside each other on a responsive web page. This makes up one part of a series in which I cover the free codecamp.org curriculum. Enjoy. And so, yeah, I've got it set to public. I want to set the custom thumbnail. CSS Flexbox. Grab the JPEG. I've already made these. A lot of the times when I'm doing this portion, sometimes the uploads take a long time, so I'll make a lot of them. Right now I'm in the United States. I need to actually add this to a new one, CSS Flexbox. This is the first video in this section. I want to make the playlist public. Create. Uh-oh, now I made two. Shoot. Delete one of these. Patience is a virtue. So much of I lack at times. Is there anybody here yet? Ooh, somebody's watching. Say hello if you're here. I'd love to answer questions. When I'm actually recording the various things, I'll obviously not be responding because I want to make a good, clean video. But in the meantime, I'm happy to talk to you guys and answer questions. So I accidentally just created two of these, so I'm just going to delete one. If I can. No videos on this playlist yet. How do you manage playlists? Studio. Anyways, this is a new one that's up. It's on the CSS Flexbox. It's got the JPEG. It's still got the old green color for free code camp, but that's fine. So yeah, now that this is up, I can hit publish, and I should have a new video out. So that's the first one for today. I've got the CSS Flexbox. I want to mess with these, but I don't know how to. Anyways, now that that one's live, I can go to upload videos, save changes, go to upload video, and then I'm ready to go for my next one. And then here I keep the channel videos up, and then that helps me to, I can refresh this page and see that this one's up, it's public, it's got the right thing on there, and I'm ready to move on to the next one. The dashboard, this is where I was hoping to playlist. Ooh, upload defaults. I should probably use that. I could put that in there for now. Moderators, defaults, and users. I don't need any of that. Okay. Well, I don't know how to delete that other playlist, so I think I'll just probably just get back into making a new tutorial. The first thing I do now, I'm going to delete these PSDs because they're duplicate information. I don't need the document that shows me how to make this simple graphic. And then I'll move down here, and the first thing I like to do is open up the new ScreenFlow and close the old one. And that way I'm ensure that I save that one, and that when I make a new recording, the software wants to put it into the new folder. I've lost recordings before by putting it into old folders just because I was going too fast. So yeah. And now I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to hit the record button. And I can see the next one I'm going to do is here. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to add Flex superpowers to the tweet embed. To the right is the tweet embed that will be used as the practical example. Some of the elements would look better with a different layout. The last challenge demonstrated display flex. The last challenge demonstrated display flex. Here you'll add it to several components in the tweet embed to start adjusting their position. So we want to add the CSS property display flex to all the following items. Note that the selectors are already set up in the CSS. So the CSS, obviously we've got body header, header with a profile thumbnail, header with a profile name, header with a follow button, header with a follow button, header 3, header 4. They actually leave spaces here, which I think is probably a dead giveaway that we're just going to write display flex in there. So yeah, basically we've got this what looks like it should be a tweet, but it's all just terribly formatted. And I think putting display flex in there, because they've already got all the other height and width selectors in here, that once we add display flex to this tweet, we should be able to have a good looking tweet thing. So your header should have a display of flex. Okay, so the header. Okay, cool. Now the header is aside to the profile thumbnail image. And then I'm looking here, your footer should have a display property of flex. So footer. Nice. The footer just shaped up right here. Your H3 should have a display property set to flex. H3. What happened there? Huh. It sort of moved the H3 around, but it didn't do much. H4 should have the same thing. I'm just going to copy this. Oh, H4 already does. You can see it's in the same selector. Profile name should have a display of flex. So the profile name is probably this guy. Let's see. Okay, header profile name. Display flex. Oh, cool. Did you see that? What happened there? The at Osea shifted up to the top there. The follow button should have a display. The follow button is in the header, so my guess is that it's right here. That should have a property of display flex. Oh, cool. Now it just was vertically aligned. And your stats should have display property flex. And so footer.stats. And so my guess is that it's going to align these two together. Yeah. Okay, cool. And because flex is mobile responsive, the size of your window is going to depend on how it looks, but that's how you want the mobile responsibility to operate when you shrink and flex the page. So yeah, I'm going to run the test, and it passes. Hope this was good. The main thing here is that you can break your code down, right? You've got your body, your header, and then the header subtypes. We've got header subtypes, and then we've got elements that we specifically selected because of the period. No, not the period, but their ID, which is denoted with the hashtag. This is the inner P, and then the inner ID. So that's selecting this bit, and we're setting that to display flex with a specific font size. If we were to make that 25, this would be a greater font size. And then the footer has subcategories as well that we need to set specific things for. And so, yeah, hope this video was helpful, and see you guys in the next lesson. All right. So I'm back. Looks like there is a concurrent view, but that just might be me. Anyways, I can just keep doing this. Put the cursor at the beginning, highlight both of these guys, add to scrubber. I want the background image to be behind me, foreground image to be in front, smooth audio levels, add a beginning and an ending transition. I try to start on the beat so that I don't have to adjust the front of it. I got it that time. Now, shaping this guy up so it works. Oops. That makes it so it always looks consistently. And then I move this guy down here. Cool, so now I've got this Flexbox one completed. I'm just gonna save the ScreenFlow document. ScreenFlow document saved, so now I'm just gonna export it. Set it to its slowest, because the slowest makes it look the best. Responsive programming, applied accessibility, no, or Flexbox. And then I'm gonna save it here. Okay, cool. And while we're doing this, I can bring up the box, the ScreenFlow project for the next one. Yeah, the export time is actually going to be the slow part of this guy. Got 4 minutes to go, so I think I can actually get started on the next one. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to use the flex direction property to make a row. Adding display flex to an element turns it into a flex container. This makes it possible to align any children of that element in rows or columns. You do this by adding flex direction property to the parent item and setting it to a row or column. Creating a row with creating a row will align the children horizontally, and creating a column will align the children vertically. Creating a row will align the children horizontally and a column vertically. Okay, row and column, just like in Excel. Other options for flex direction are row reverse and column reverse, which is probably just the same thing in reverse. Default value for the flex direction property is row. Okay, so if you don't set it, it'll go to row. Add the CSS property flex direction to the box container. Okay, this is just like the first one. Flex direction. Add a CSS property flex direction to the box container. This is the box container, so we want flex direction. And we want to set it to row reverse. So my guess is that what's blue over here, it's red over here. We're just going to go row reverse, and that's just going to switch these around. So that's pretty much it. But the reason that they're showing you this is that, well, like flex direction. Default value is row. Could we do column? Oh, cool, and that'll put them on top of each other. And then this will make the blue on top of the red. So row reverse. So yeah, this is it. I actually use a software called Bootstrap all the time to do this mobile responsive stuff. And that's what this really is mobile responsive stuff. And so it's really cool to just learn the CSS. I might actually start liking this more than Bootstrap, because I always like the core technologies like CSS, HTML, and JavaScript, rather than using built-on libraries like React, Bootstrap, Vue, unless you have a specific need for them. But I would say for default, when you're building an application, especially in its early stage, if you use default core technologies, you can always upgrade, but it's hard to downgrade, I would say. It's also hard to upgrade if you get a big application. So, but I think that using raw CSS is a great way to start. Anyways, if I run the tests, I think this will pass. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Okay, cool. So I've got this one. I need to be very careful to select the correct, use the flex direction property. I want to add the folders that I just made to the right file. Then I can add these to the scrubber. This first thing I do is I set the audio to have smooth volume levels. So if I get too quiet or too loud, the user doesn't have their ears busted out. And then I'm just sizing up the window. It would be awesome if there was a way to set ScreenFlow to do this for me automatically. I'm sure there is. I just haven't taken the time to figure it out. I just set the transition at the beginning. Okay, cool. So I actually want the video to be a little shorter than that. I don't like having it look like I just hit the stop button on it. Anyways, Command E. Okay, so now I've hit a roadblock in my production process because this guy still has 3 minutes to go before it's done exporting. And I can't export two at the same time. Or at least I don't want to. Maybe I could. Oh, cool. Somebody's here. Hey, Dennis. Oh, I just said Dennis. That's kind of weird. I'm going to remove that. So I'm just sending Dennis a message. And yeah, right now I'm just live streaming how I make these videos. Yeah, so what would I do now? So basically, I'm waiting for this one to export. I could open a new one of these windows. And one thing I'll do now is I'll go over to the responsive web design cert, right? I don't need this. I'm just going to look at the CSS Flexbox. Now, I've already got all of these produced. I'm going to make this into this kind of a window because they're really nice. CSS Flexbox. It's responsive front end, CSS Flexbox. One thing I actually want to do now, so yeah, sometimes while I'm just waiting for videos to export, because they're exporting on ScreenFlow, is I'll just go through and solve problems with my file structure to make it so I can be more consistent. I want to get rid of all of these PSDs. because they take up a lot of space. Each one's almost a megabyte, and I don't need them. I can just save one PSD, and just if I need to alter it, I can change all of them because they're so simple. So I'm just gonna get rid of these now because I just want to keep my hard drive space clear. Making these videos is really tough on your data, and oftentimes I'll run into problems where I'm just like out of data and I need to like rebuild. Oh, if you don't have Wi-Fi now, how are you still on the internet? I had some ham and cheese, but I haven't eaten a lot. This video is still exporting. Sometimes this is the greatest one, but I was able to get some stuff done. I was able to clean up maybe 16 megabytes. So it's not a lot, but this just kind of gives you an idea because I'm planning for the future as well. Because I've got all these grid tutorials done as well. And these all have PSDs in them too, so I can get rid of those too while I'm waiting. You can use Command Z, and then I always use Command Delete key, so I can just use my keyboard to move through these things. There's definitely a way to write a program in the terminal, which would make this easy, but I'm always nervous about terminal stuff because if you write a script and then you run it in your terminal to destroy all these files, if you make a mistake, or if there's any that have like a little bit, or if there's any that aren't able to be addressed specifically programmatically, then you can just lose data, and it's kind of it really sucks when you lose like something that you worked hard to make. Everybody knows that. Mobile data. Yeah, you can you do? Okay, cool. So now my export's completed. Add flex superpowers. Not this one. Add flex superpowers. So I just saved the changes on this and I close this one. And then I'm going to bring this guy up and Command E slowest. Other. Use to make a row. Okay, cool. So now I know I'm saving that to the right spot. It's going to the slowest. Cool. And so now moving along. So to make a row, I'm saving it into this folder right now. And in this folder is my new one. This is the one that needs to be uploaded. Oh, thanks for the like. Somebody liked my video on my live stream. And we're going to get this Flexbox in here. Yo, what's up? How you doing, buddy? I called you like an hour ago. I was like, oh man, do you know how to live stream? And I was going to ask you how to live stream, but in the meantime, I figured it out. Yeah, well, I'm doing it right now, actually. You're like live right now. You're not doing it on your phone. Yeah. Well, I'm talking. There's only one person in here, and I'm chatting with them, so I don't know. I don't think it's a problem. But anyways, everybody knows this. I'm new to this, so um, yeah. Yeah, man. I'll call you later in the day, maybe. All right, bro. Later. Anyway, so yeah, now I've just set this up. Boom. I'm doing the tags because for some reason I think that YouTube's gonna like it. Help more people by them being able to see what I'm working on. Oh, I forgot to get that. And then display flex property. I'm flipping back over to the YouTube channel because I checked to see if I'm still in row with all these other guys. Refresh that guy. Looks like 2 people are viewing. And then I'll compare this against use the flex direction property to make a row. Use the flex direction property. Position 2 boxes. Position 2 boxes. Add flex superpowers to your tweet embed. CSS add flex superpowers to your tweet embed. Okay, cool. So I'm in the right spot here. And then another thing is I want to have this guy. I'm going to try to create a bit of a template so I don't have to completely type it out brand new. Okay, so I can just close this now. In this CSS Flexbox tutorial, we add flex superpowers to the tweet embed. This makes up one part of a series in which enjoy. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to custom thumbnail. This is in the wrong spot. I press Command up to go back through one. Add flex superpowers. That's the one. And then I've already built the thumbnail, so I can just come in here and just double click that to get it to open. And then CSS Flexbox. It's processing 95%. This is all good. Thumbnail's good. And now I can hit publish. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Uh-huh. So this is the process of just making very small, succinct videos that go over the free code camp stuff. Looks like we've got one viewer. Pretty cool. Dennis is on it. And then set this one back to upload. And now this video's got under a minute remaining, so I can just wait for this guy to come through. CSS grids. All right, cool. So the Flexbox, this guy's about done. That last one was there. Once this guy's complete, once the upload is complete on my ScreenFlow, it's going to pop up here. Flex direction property. Yep, that was the last one we did. This is the file for the ScreenFlow, and it's complete. And now the MP4 is here, so I can drag the MP4 into here. this guy. We use the flex direction property to make a row on a mobile responsive website. CSS Flexbox. Make a row. I think I'm doing this just to kind of optimize for SEO. I don't know really why, if this is even important to do. Use flex direction property to make a row. I've made mistakes here, so I always like to triple check. That's basically what I spend a lot of my time doing. It's just double checking to make sure I'm doing this right. But yeah, now that this is complete, I should be able to come back over here. Open up the ScreenFlow document for the next project. Close the one from the last one, and then I can hit record here. And then pop open free code camp, and I can get started again. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to apply flex direction property to create rows in the tweet embed. Okay, the header and footer in the tweet embed example have child items that could be arranged as rows using flex direction. Header and footer. So they have rows that could be aligned using, so there are these guys and these guys. Apparently flex direction could help them. So we want to add CSS property flex dash direction to both the header and footer to set the value to row. Header and footer to set. Okay, cool. So I'm seeing header CSS. This is all the same from previous lessons. And then this is all the HTML. Footer's value to row. Cool. So what we want to do is the header should have a flex direction property set to row. Header, flex direction, row. What did that change? Didn't change anything. Flex direction. And we want the flex direction set to row in the footer too. Maybe that'll make more of a difference down here. So this is the footer. When we set the flex direction, nothing really happens. We run the tests. Okay, so I'm not really super fresh on what CSS Flexbox, how it works and why we did that. So I'm assuming that in future lessons that's going to become more important as to why we did that. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it got you unstuck if you were stuck. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next lesson. Sometimes I just don't really make the best ones, but I figured for continuity's sake, I might as well continue, keep them in here. I guess I probably could just dive deep into it and figure it out and then come back and make the video better for the future. But for now, I'm just trying to complete this process because doing the whole free code camp like this is it's quite the undertaking. I think, say so myself. What do you guys think in the comments? Looks like oh, there is somebody here. Okay, never mind. Anyways, back to the edit. I'm on my ScreenFlow. I just cut off the beginning because obviously this stuff is all like me doing YouTube streaming stuff. So I just trim the beginning, put the white out on the beginning. I'm going to resize the back. I'm going to resize this guy. I try to make it as close to perfect as possible as I can. I like to have just a tiny little line of the bevel down at the bottom. And I'm going to add the transition. This is just a ScreenFlow tutorial, you know, like close it back like that, and then cool. And so now I can press Command E, and I'm back to exporting. Put it to slowest. Set the destination. Apply the flex direction property to create rows. Cool. And if I come over here, this one's done. Use flex direction property to make a row. So while I was recording that tutorial, this one was completing the processing. Use flex direction property to make a row. And then I come back over here. I've done use flex direction property to make a row. So apply flex direction property to create rows. I like to get this out of the way while I'm doing this part. I want to always refresh this. Sometimes it gets messed up. Cool. Use flex direction property. Apply flex direction property to create rows in tweet embeds. Okay, cool. So what's going on now is I'm just waiting for it to export again. And so I'm waiting for this one to export. I want to open this, and I can start recording again. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to use flex direction property to make a column. This is probably going to be a lot like the last one. So the last two challenges use flex direction property to use the flex direction property set to row. This property can also create a column by vertically stacking the children of a flex container. Add the CSS property flex direction to the box container. Okay, so box container, flex direction, and then we want to set that and give it a value column. So we're going to watch these guys. My guess is that the blue and the red are not going to be on top of each other. I think the blue will be on top and the red will be on the bottom. And we're just going to say column. Cool. And that's going to run the test, and that's going to pass. Again, this is just mobile responsive stuff. I think this will make it so they're columns no matter what. Whereas if it's not here, perhaps they'll just be on a row no matter what. Yeah, because we set the display to flex, and then this is here. But if we do change the flex direction, they'll be 50% of that. I wonder if they're 50% of the page. No, they're not. Oh, but that's because the height is set specifically. Cool. So yeah. Anyways, if we run the tests, I think this will pass. Hope this was helpful. See you guys in the next lesson. Okay. And I'm just trimming the beginning. Oh, don't want that open. Got to set the audio to smooth the volumes. And I don't want this. Cool. So now I've got It's formatted correctly. It's got the transitions. The audio is good. Now I just need to trim the end. I wonder why it's making that weird noise at the end. Anyways, and trim the end and throw in a fade out. Yeah. Cool. So now I've got a new one. I'm waiting for this one to finish exporting before I start exporting this guy. It's almost done, so I can just set it up. Flexbox. This is it. To create a column, direction property to make a column. Use flex direction property to make a column. Yeah, this is the right one. This one just finished, and now I can start exporting this one. Save this guy as the working document. And then I can close it. Now I can just get this guy out of the way, go back to my upload, upload a video. To make a row. Cool. Flex direction property. The next one should be flex direction property to create a row in the tweet embed. To make a row. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. So now I know this is the one that I should upload to YouTube. I just add these spacers in there because I like to keep it looking as consistent as possible. I've got a little script that I can use to copy it into there. In this CSS Flexbox tutorial, we apply the flex direction property to create rows in the tweet embed on a mobile responsive page. Enjoy. Oh, cool. I set that default free code camp in there, and now it's always there. I'll have to do the finished. I'll have to take that out when I'm done doing free code camp videos, obvious, but for now we can get this up. CSS Flexbox. Sometimes that doesn't work, which is kind of weird to me. Sometimes I have to do it twice. So apply flex direction property to the row, and this needs to be Flexbox. Apply the flex direction property to create rows in the tweet embed. To create rows in the tweet embed. Cool. And it's set to public, so this one's good to go. This one's actually almost done exporting now. Processing 95%. Cool. When it's processing, you don't have to stay on the page. So I can just come back over here. Now this one has, that was the last one I uploaded. Now this one has an MP4 in it. So I can just start uploading this one. Free code camp. Add the tags. because I think it might have an effect on search engine optimization. My internet is so fast here. Wow. Use directions. I'm making YouTube tired. Let's see, I can just upload the thumbnail then if it's going to be slow. Property, make a column. Use flex direction property to make a column. Okay, cool. Got the right thumbnail in there. All I need to do is add it to the playlist. Cool. Publish that one. We're good to go. So now I've caught up. Let's see. Today I've put out a few videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 videos. Get some of those stats. Change this guy back over to upload video, so I'm ready to go with the next one. Use direction property to make. I'm just going to save this working document, close it out, and did I close that window? There it is. Okay, cool. And so our next one is this guy. Double click, open up the working document, and then hit record because we're ready to go. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to apply the flex direction property to create a column in the tweet embed. The tweet embed header and footer use flex direction property earlier with a row value. Similarly, the items inside the profile name element would work well stacked as a column. What are they saying? These guys maybe, these two elements. Add the CSS property flex direction to the header's profile name. So yeah, this guy, profile name. And element to set the column, set the value of the column. So profile name is here. It's a subheading of the header, and so what we want to do is set the flex direction equal to profile name to column. What happened there? Okay, cool. So it's made these become columns, which is better because it looks like that. Yeah, I think that's it. If we run the test, that should pass. Cool. Hope this video was helpful. Essentially what we're doing is we're just designing a tab. The cool thing about this is once you design this element everywhere from the header down to the footer, you've got you can run this through an algorithm, and then you can just repeat. You can change the way, you could just change the content of this to say something like content, and then this to say like published date, and then you can just make a web program exactly like Twitter. And so it's kind of cool. So if we run the test, we can see their pass, and we'll move on to the next lesson. Thanks for watching. Uh-oh, I lost my timeline. That's no fun. Oh, this has never happened before. I need caption track. There we go. Flexbox. Cool. Now I'm exporting this one, so I'm just going to get started with this one right away. With the new document up, I can hit the record button and pull free code camp back up. Hey, hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to align elements using the justify content property. Sometimes the flex items within a flex container do not fill all the space in a container. It is common to want to tell CSS how to align the space, how to align and space out the flex items a certain way. Fortunately, justify content property has several options to do this. But first, there is some important terminology to understand before reviewing these options. Here is a useful image of showing a row to illustrate the concepts below. Interesting. Cross axis, main axis, cross start, cross end, main start, main end. Cool. I'm actually going to just throw this over here for now. Recall the setting of flex. Recall that setting a flex container as a row places the flex items side by side from right to left. A flex container set as a column places the flex items in vertical stack from top to bottom. For each, the direction the flex items are arranged is called the main axis. Okay, cool. So this is the main axis. So you change the main axis if you say whether it's a column or a row. Cuts through each item. For a column, the axis is a vertical line through the items. There are several options for how to space the flex items along the line in the main axis. One of the most commonly is justify content center. Cool. So that obviously means like if you justify the content in the middle. So one is center aligned to the main axis in this drawing over here. Other options include flex start. Other options include flex start, align items to the start of the flex container. For a row, this pushes the items to the left of the container. For a column, this pushes the items to the top of the container. Flex start. This is the default alignment if no justify content is selected. So flex start is what you get if you don't specify. Flex end aligns items to the end of the flex container. For a row, this pushes the item to the right of the container. For a column, this pushes the item to the bottom. Okay, so flex end pushes it away from the default system. Space between aligns items to the center of the main axis with the extra space placed between the items. Interesting. For example, if in a row, the first item is against the left side of the container, the last item is against the right side of the container, then the remaining space is distributed evenly among the items. Oh, that's cool. Space around, similar to space between, but the first and last items are not locked to the edge of the container. The space is distributed all the items with the half space. Okay, cool. So that means like they're just going to look well spaced out. I think space around is kind of cool. Space evenly distributes space evenly between the flex items with a full space at the end of either container. An example helps show this property in action. Add the CSS property. Okay, so we can get rid of this guy now. An example helps show this property in action. Add the CSS property, just justify content to the box container element and give it a value of center. Okay, so yeah, this is cool. Basically, we see here we've got height of 100%, and then a width of 25%, 25%, and then the height of 500. Okay, we've got box 2, 3, and then this. Okay, so the box container is gray. Let's see, if I do an inspect here, we can see that the item with the ID of box container, this shows up, the box container is gray, right? Oh, if I pull this down, the box container is this whole space here, and then the box 1 is that one, and the box 2 is the red guy. You can see when I hover over them. And then so try to do justify content. So we want to just set justify content differently. I'm actually just going to do it to each one. So let's start with flex start. Basically, that's going to do nothing, I think, from our purposes right now, because this is already set to flex start because it's the default end. But I think if we do end, we're going to have blue, red, and then the gray. Flex end. Blue. Oh, red, blue, gray. Start, we see blue, red, gray. End. Okay, so it doesn't change the order of them. It just changes the way that we push them around. Space between, let's see what that does. Nice, so it evenly spaces them and holds them to the corner, just like the instructions said it would. Space around. Cool, it evenly distributes them so that the space in the middle is the same as the width of them, I suppose. And then space evenly. Oh, cool, and this makes it so that the gray is always the same. Awesome. Try adjusting. Okay, and the code just wants us to say justify content. Property should be sent to center. Cool. And if we run the test, that should pass. So I would hope that this one helps. I just kind of went through all of them quickly to kind of give you an idea for that. And so, yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next lesson. Oh, bummer. Okay, so I just made a mistake. I accidentally put the most recent video that I edited here. And so I've tried to move it over to the other work document, but it doesn't work well. So what I'm going to do is actually just delete this blank document. I'm just going to leave this here for now, but basically I have to kill the work that I did last time. Or actually, here's what I'll do is I'll just take, these are my videos that I just recorded that we just worked through. And there is kind of a secret that you can do. If you highlight, the future one, you can actually just use the snap tool to get it right into the exact same spot. It's entirely possible that I should be doing all these like this rather than having a single document, but then I wouldn't be able to edit them individually. And I can just bring, this is the old video. I can get rid of this now, and I can just bring these back, and I've already got it formatted properly. So there we go. Ooh, gotta get rid of that. So I'm trimming these, trimming the fat there, add the starting transition. Smoothing the volume levels, which makes it so my voice sounds consistent. Adding an ending transition. I just paused it on the point where I want the video to be over, and I set it there. Now, the problem with this one is I made a mistake, and I saved it to a working document that has the wrong title. So now I actually have to worry about titling the video that I export properly. I don't want to save it here. I want to save. Let's apply the flex direction. So now I need to get the name of the working document, and I need to type it in here and export. And then I can get rid of this working document. This one actually, that's just a mistake, but yeah. Align elements using the flex content property. So that's the right one. Yeah, this one's going to take a long time to export because it was a big video. So I've got 6 minutes to go back to uploading. I want to refresh my channel videos and just make sure I'm in the right spot. How's the streaming going? Concurrent views. Looks like somebody's watching. It's weird that this channel videos always takes so long to load. Use flex direction property to make a column. Use flex direction property to make a column. Apply flex direction. Okay, cool. I feel pretty confident that this MP4 is the right one. Apply the flex direction. Cool. And that's what I need to upload. Just drag it onto there. CSS Flexbox. Public. When I first started making these videos, I used to try to publish them. I wouldn't make them public right away. I would make them like published all on a daily basis. So I would like schedule them out ahead of time. But I was like, is that really necessary? Why not just put them all out there right away? It was kind of like one of those things where you think about gaming algorithms or whatever, but gaming algorithms is silly. It's better to just make stuff that people actually care about. We apply the flex direction property to create a column in the tweet embed. CSS Flexbox. When it's too long, I usually just remove the free code camp. And the last one, column in a tweet embed. Choosing a thumbnail. Publish. Cool. And so yeah, it's 2 o'clock now. I got started around 11. Made a live stream. Looks like there's someone here. And it looks like I've produced a bunch of videos. Okay, cool. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos. I've published 6 videos today. And that's the whole process with ScreenFlow. Obviously, I had done some pre-work to set up the file structure and the master files, which make it so that the process is much easier. But yeah, I'll keep going, whatever. I'm going to open up the next document. Again, now I've got 3, so I want to close some of these out. This is the blank one that's useless. Okay, cool. So now I've got this blank one, which is use justify content in the tweet embed, which is probably the new one. And then this is apply flex direction. So yeah, I'm ready to go. And I'll just jump over to Free Code Camp, hit the Learn tab, and then we're going to start recording. This time when I'm done, I'm not going to add it to the one that's exporting. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to use the justify content property in the tweet embed. The last challenge showed an example of justify content property. For the tweet embed, this property can be applied to align the items in the profile name. Okay, cool. The profile name is, if we look down here, we see the div class's profile name here. So that's where it says Quincy Larson and Osea. We want to add a justify content to the header's profile name. So we come up here, header, profile thumbnail, profile name, and we want to add justify content. And we want to set that to set any of these values. Oh, we just want to test them. Should have justify content set to any of these values. So let's see what happens if we go center. Cool. That one looks perfect. That's probably what we should do. Flex start. That should put it in the top left like we had last time. Flex end. Oh, cool. So that actually aligns it column. Oh, look, we're doing flex column. So we're thinking about whether it's going to be at the top, middle, or bottom. I think space between might be great, because that means that they're going to be evenly divisible or evenly divided. I don't think that's actually what we want, though. I think around, space around would make them so they're equal. Yeah, I think that's the one we want to go with. And since you get to do whatever you want, I'm going to go space around. If we run the tests, they pass. Anyways, hope this video was helpful. I'll see you guys in the next lesson. This is the important part. This is where I screwed up last time. We want to add it to the new one. So instead of it being in this one that's exporting, it's here in a new document for us. I can just add clips to Scrubber. Put the screen recording at the bottom, me at the top. I always get nervous that nobody's going to watch these videos because this is like it's kind of easy. I just trying to make a very consistent video course throughout the whole life of this thing so that if anybody gets stuck anywhere, they can use it. The idea is just to make it as good as possible. Cool. Now I've got it all right sized. Nice. This one's edited, so I'm going to just save it as it is. I don't have any comments or questions. Ooh, we got another big one coming up. Back to the curriculum. Let's see. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 to go. Checking the stream. Ooh, still got one person. Concurrent viewers. I guess that's what that is. Concurrent viewers. Ooh, we've got one person watching. 1.1, 2 people are watching. I wonder if the one person is me and there's nobody here. Whatever. Might as well just keep making them. Cool. So my next one's going to be this Flexbox one. Align elements using the align items property. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to align elements using the align items property. The align items property is similar to justify content. Recall the justify content property aligned flex items along the main axis. For rows, the main axis is a horizontal line, and for columns, it is a vertical line. Flex containers also have cross axis, which is the opposite of the main axis. For rows, the cross axis is the vertical and 4 columns. For rows, the cross axis is the vertical and 4 columns. The cross axis is horizontal. CSS offers the align items property to align fixed items along the cross axis. For a row, it tells CSS how to push the items in the entire row up or down within the container. And for a column, how to push all the items left or right within a container. The different values available for align items include flex start, aligns items to the start of the flex container. Okay, before we start doing this, should have the align items property set to the value of center, the box container. So align items set to center. Got it. Okay, cool. So flex start aligns the items to the start of the container. What happens if we do flex? I'm thinking flex start's going to move it up to the top left. Cool. Flex end, it's going to move them to the bottom right. Flex center, it's going to move them to the middle. Oh, that's just center, not flex center. Flex center just is an invalid one, so they just go back to the default centers like that. Stretch. Interesting. Align items and then the stretch are actually the same. If no align items value is specified, stretch is the default. Okay, cool. And we've got baseline. Baseline makes them so they're just at the top, but they're not stretched out. So display flex is what actually gives it this thing. Display flex is the thing that makes it so that it stretches them out and sets them side by side, especially considering their font sizes, the font size of the interior things. Flex is making it so that they flex to the space, and then if we line to baseline, it goes to there. I wonder if it allows us to do this. We want to set it to center. And that should pass the tests. Anyways, I hope me going through this kind of helps you guys, and we'll see you in the next lesson. This is the important part that I messed up yesterday. Cool. It's now the same old story. Add the scrubber. Put that in the back. My ugly face in the front. I just set the background, so now I'm setting this image. Okay, so I've been able to actually do 2 exports. So right now my big time slowdown is the exports. Usually the thing that slows me down is the internet, because sometimes I'm in foreign countries. Yeah, this guy looks like he's got about a minute to go. That's usually an underestimation. Yeah. Looks like somebody is still here. I'm having not reaching out or anything. I hope they're finding this thing to be interesting. But I do think I'm going to log off of this live streaming. I was hoping to get questions regarding maybe some weird problems that somebody was having with Free Code Camp. Some of the comments on my videos are like, hey, how do I do this or that? And when that happens, it makes me kind of interested. Like, thanks. What was it? You were very helpful. Please let us know. Yeah, some comments, I'll respond to them. There'll be things like, I can't figure this out or that out. I'm stuck here. But, yeah, I can't understand. If somebody like that was having a problem right now, it'd be cool for me to see them on this YouTube live thing. But it seems like I caught everybody at a bad time. So I'm just going to move on. Ooh, let's see what the spam is. Oh, these are just nice words. I don't think these are spam. Huh. I think thanks is approved. 0 comments is approved. Bean ring. That's approved. That's approved. Those are all good. Anyways, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this live stream is fun, and hopefully I can make one where more people will show up and we can make it a little bit more useful for everyone. But this is a great way for me to test the concept. An hour and 17 minutes. Not bad. Anyways, thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.